Hello everyone and welcome to this week's behind the scenes devlog video, and this video shows everything that I've been up to in the last 2 weeks since the last of these videos. As always, let me know what you think of the video, let me know if there's anything else that you'd like to see next time, but yeah, I hope you enjoy the video. It is 8:30 on Monday morning, it's the start of a brand new week, and I've got lots to do this week. I've got to finish off the combat networking stuff finally. Hopefully I'll be able to move on to visual effects a bit this week, and I've also got a tutorial to do, and I also want to plan a bit for the Kickstarter. So lots to do this week. I'm going to get started now, and I will keep you updated with what I'm doing during the week. So I've had quite a productive morning. I've actually got beam attack collisions to work properly, so as you can see, if I hit the bear with one of my beam attacks, it takes damage, which is perfect. So the way that I did this, the first thing I had to do was to work out which terrains could possibly be affected by the beam. So if this is the player and he's shooting a beam over here somewhere, then I would take the start terrain, the end terrain, and then I would simply just take all the terrains in between to give an approximation of which terrains could be affected by the beam. I would then take all of the entities within these terrains, which wouldn't ever be very many, all of the mobs and the players in those terrains, and then I would test them properly for collision with the beam. And the way that I did this was, first I would check if the distance between the centre of the enemy circle, because each enemy is surrounded by a circle or a cylinder, a cylindrical hitbox. So I would test if the centre of the circle, if this distance from the centre of the circle to the line is less than the radius of the circle, then it's obviously touching this line. But then I also had to test whether the circle is within this line segment, and to do that I would get a vector from the start of the line to the centre of the circle, another vector from the end of the line to the centre of the circle, and then I would take the dot product of these two vectors, the dot product of these two vectors, and if one of these dot products was positive and the other negative, then the enemy must be within this line segment. And if it also passed the distance test as well, if it was also touching the line, then it takes damage because it's obviously getting hit by the beam. So it's just coming up to 3 o'clock. I've just been tidying up a load of the component architecture code in the server, and I'm just about to move on to working out the barrage attack collisions. So this afternoon I've just been planning out how I'm going to do the barrage attack calculations, and I've also been implementing and testing projectiles on the server. I'm just finishing off for the day now. I've just been going through all my comments and emails and doing all my social media stuff, and now I'm finishing off by texturing this lovely archway model which was made for the game by Eric Quick, and I'm just putting it into the world now using the world editor. So it's Tuesday morning, I've just had my breakfast, and I'm just about to get started on the barrage attack calculations. So it's the middle of the morning and I'm just about to take a break, but I have now got the barrage attack calculations to work properly on the server. So as you can see, the player gets damaged by my barrage attacks now. And the way that I did this is slightly different from the other attack types. So on the server, the attack component will get told that the player is carrying out an attack, and every server tick it will update the attack. And then at the relevant point it will create a projectile which it will then give back to the attack component. The projectile gets updated every single tick, tested for collision every single tick, and eventually when it does collide with something it creates the attack blast, which is the area of effect of the barrage attack, which is just a sphere, so it's very easy to test if any enemies are within that sphere and therefore get damaged. It's the middle of the afternoon now and I'm just taking a quick break, but this afternoon I'm working on this week's water tutorial, so I've just been writing out my explanations and I'm just about to draw some diagrams for it. So I finished off all the work that I wanted to do today, and I just spent the last hour texturing these lovely ancient ruins models that Eric sent in, and now I'm going to use the world editor to create a nice area in the desert for them. So I finished off the desert ruins area and I'm very happy with it. I think it looks pretty nice. So yeah, I'm finished for today now. It is Wednesday morning. Today I'm going to be working on projectile collision detection on the server. But before I get started, I just wanted to show you how the ancient ruins look in the game, because I added them into the game last night, and they are looking pretty nice. So it's been a bit of a tricky morning. Progress was a bit slow, but I have finally got the whole kind of system set up for projectiles being calculated on the server. The only problem is that sometimes the projectile goes straight through the person that you're shooting at. So as you can see here, the hit isn't registering because the projectile is moving too fast, and sometimes it just goes straight through and the collision isn't detected. So I'm just about to start working on some other collision detection algorithm to do with the Minkowski difference, which I've never really used before, but I'm about to now. So hopefully it will all work after I've set that up. So I've just got the projectile collision detection to work now. The collision is always detected now, doesn't matter how fast the arrow is going. I didn't actually use the Minkowski difference in the end. I read a bit more and I decided it wasn't quite right for what I was doing. And in the end I just had to use swept AABB collision detection, which was pretty easy to implement. To finish the day off, I'm just doing my usual evening session of answering questions, and I'm also starting to edit together some of the behind the scenes footage just so that I have less work to do next weekend. So it is a lovely sunny Thursday morning, and today I'm first going to tidy up a bit of the projectile code that I did yesterday because it all got a little bit messy, and then I'm going to be adding a couple more things into the combat system, such as animations when you get damaged, and I also need to work on dying and respawning. So I have now tidied up the projectile code. I also fixed a bug where the projectiles were still going undetected through enemies. They were still not having their collision detected, and I fixed that now so that never happens. And I'm just about to start working on animations for when you get damaged. So I've just stopped for lunch, but what I've been planning this morning is an action component, which is going to allow other components that cause the player to do some sort of action to communicate together to make sure that it's not trying to make the player do two actions at once. And so that's what I'm working on now, and that's going to allow me to do the damage animations this afternoon. I'm struggling a bit through this action component stuff this afternoon. It's not working very well yet. I've still got a lot of bugs to iron out, but it will work fine when I've done it. So I've pretty much got the action component stuff to work now, so I'm just creating a damage animation for the player so that I can actually test this out. After a lot more tweaking and bug fixing, I've finally got this to work. So as you can see here, when the player gets damaged, he now carries out the damage animation. Good morning everyone, it is early on Friday morning and I'm just getting prepared for today's devlog video. It's almost lunchtime now, and the devlog is going pretty well today. I've done most of it already, so it's going pretty quickly. And I also just noticed that I just hit 5,000 subscribers on YouTube, so thank you guys very, very much for that. So it's the end of another day, end of another week's work on the game. The devlog has been uploaded, and it's doing pretty well so far, so that's nice. At the moment I'm just answering some emails and questions, and then I think I'm going to get to bed because I've got to get up early to work on the tutorial. So it is Saturday, and today I'm just going to be making the frame buffer object tutorial. It's coming up to 6:30 in the evening now. I've just finished the tutorial, it's all uploaded, ready to go. I spent the whole day working on it. It took quite a while this week. I had to draw almost 100 diagrams, which was fun. And I did all the recording and stuff and had to edit it together. But that's all done now. It's all uploaded. I can have a rest now. And also for the next 2 days, I'm taking the next 2 days off. Sunday and Monday I'm going to visit my parents. And Monday is actually a public holiday in the UK, so I don't feel too bad about taking that day off. So yeah, I will be back in a couple of days. So it is Tuesday morning. I'm getting back to work now. I've been off for a couple of days, although I did do quite a lot of work in those 2 days as well. But I'm back now. I'm going to finish off some very last things that I had to do with the attack system, and then I'm going to be moving on to visual effects this week. So this morning I've just been working on giving entities damage animations for when they get damaged. So I've been working in the entity editor. I've added this new option here which allows you to add an animation to the entity, which will then act as the damage animation. That also adds it into the entities folder, as you can see here. And yeah, I just need to finish this off. So I'm going to add a preview option and a remove option here. and then I should be done and I can move on to visual effects. So I finished off my work in the editor, this all works now, so now I'm just going to make a couple of animations to actually test this out. So I've made a really basic damage animation for the skeleton, and I'm just going to export this now and then load it up, add it in the entity editor, and then try it out in the game. So as you can see, I have now put that damage animation for the skeletons into the game, and I actually spent a little longer and made a second animation, so when the skeleton gets damaged, it now randomly carries out one of those two animations. So that's all done. I'm going to answer some emails now, and then I will be done for today. So it's Wednesday morning, and this morning I want to start planning the visual effects update, and then hopefully I can get started and get some done tomorrow before the devlog. So this morning I've just been planning for the visual effects update. I've been reading up loads about it, looking at loads of videos to get some inspiration, and just generally trying to find out how I'm going to do this. And obviously I've been planning a lot myself, trying to work out exactly how I'm going to handle it all. So yeah, I've just been planning what's going on over the next 2 weeks, and I'm going to have lunch now, and then I'll do a bit more planning after lunch, and maybe even get into the code. So this afternoon I did quite a lot of planning for the visual effects update, but I also just quickly added one more feature to the combat system, and that is that the big health bar at the bottom of the screen only appears when you're in combat. So as soon as you get hit, or as soon as you start attacking something, the health bar appears, and then when you move away from combat, the health bar will disappear again. So it's Thursday morning, big day here in the UK, of course. It's election day, so that's very exciting. But today I'm just going to be planning out the visual effects update a bit more in detail, and I'm also just quickly going to do something now to improve the look of the GUIs, hopefully. So I just spent all morning working on a very nice little update for the GUIs. So on the right of the screen, your GUI options now only appear when you need them, and they appear with a nice little animation that I've just spent a while making. And then of course, obviously these will have icons in them, and then you can click on them to access your inventory or your equip interface, and then when you're done they just disappear off the screen, giving you lots of space on the screen to play the actual game. Nothing very exciting going on this afternoon. I'm just doing a bit more in-depth planning for the visual effects update, and I think that I'm probably not going to start coding until next week for that. So it's actually coming up to 4 o'clock in the morning right now. I'm currently making the most of the elections being on by staying up all night to answer all of my emails finally, and I'm finally almost up to date with my emails now. I think I've answered around 100 emails this evening, but I'm nearly done now. But I need to get to bed soon because I've got the devlog to do tomorrow, so I can't just sleep all day. So it's 9 o'clock on Friday morning. I haven't slept a huge amount, but I have got the devlog to do today, so I'm up now just having my breakfast, and then I'm going to get started planning out the devlog. So I just finished recording the audio for the devlog today, and I've edited it all together. It's taking a bit longer today because I'm a bit distracted by the election stuff going on, but I'm about to start recording the footage for today's devlog. So I just finished off the devlog, just finished editing it all together, and I'm currently uploading it to YouTube. Not one of my best videos, I have to say. I think I was a bit tired today because I only slept a couple of hours last night. But I'm going to finish doing all the settings on YouTube for this, and then I'm going to start editing tomorrow's behind the scenes devlog video. So it's late on Friday evening. I've spent the whole evening editing together this behind the scenes devlog video for tomorrow, and that's been going fine. I've got a little bit more to do, but I think I'm going to do that tomorrow morning because I'm a bit tired now. I haven't slept very much in the last couple of days, so I'm going to get to bed, and then I'll be up bright and early in the morning to finish off editing this video. So it is Saturday, and it's actually already 5 o'clock in the evening. All I've been doing today is editing the video together, so I didn't really think that was worth showing you. So yeah, that's going to be pretty much it for this week. I hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to check out the game on my social media pages. You can see many more updates about the game during the week, so do check that out if you can. But yeah, thank you guys very much for watching this video. Do subscribe if you haven't already. Have a fantastic week, and I will see you all next time.